So Tamil Nadu temples have to be released because the tightest endowment act probably is in Tamil Nadu. In other states maybe it's a little more lax, but even that should not be there, that's a different matter. But here it's a proper control. Even if you build a new temple and if it becomes a popular temple, government will send a notification to take it over. This is just ridiculous. You can't do this in any country. I'm saying even in countries like Russia, China, you don't do these things. How can you do this in a country like India, which is a secular nation, which is a democratically elected leadership, and our constitution gives absolute right for everybody to practice their religion, irrespective of what faith they are. You can even start a new faith and practice it, I'm saying. It's not that the existing faith. You can start any new faith and practice it. When this is the case, the majority population's places of worship or their temples are being managed by the government is a very shameful thing. If temple belongs to you or me or to a particular group, you cannot call it a temple. Temple is an invitation to the divine. If we can set up a space and the necessary tools where divine is more manifest, not that it is not there everywhere, it's just that more experienceable. The sound waves everywhere, but you cannot hear it. You need a cell phone to catch the transmission, otherwise you can't catch it. So we can say a temple is a larger cell phone. You can't talk, just to listen, one-way cell phone, is that okay? I always set up the temple in such a way that you can't yap. Is that okay? Or you want to talk? If you want to listen to a dimension beyond, if you want to be receptive to that possibility, we can create a space like that. We can create a device or a tool like that. When I use the word tool, there seems to be a certain sense of lack of reverence in me. But I particularly use the word tool. When I refer to the Dhyana Linga as a tool, people feel offended. Sadhguru, don't say that. In our experience, it's everything. Don't call it a tool. I say it's a tool. Because the word tool means that which works. It is not a piece of art that you can just appreciate. It's a tool because it works to open the doors of the beyond. And I don't think a tool is irreverential, nor do I think a tool is insulting. A tool is a tremendous possibility, isn't it? The significant development in human societies happened only when we started making tools, isn't it? No? Why is it offensive if I say a temple is a tool? A temple is a tool. There are different ways of using different tools. For this tool, you have to be in a certain mode. Because this is not a physical tool, you have to approach it in a certain way. So that certain way may also include a certain level of reverence because that attitude is needed to be able to use the tool. So it's very important that it is understood and used as a tool, not as a destination, but just as a possibility. A temple is not a destination. A temple is only a doorway. A doorway is not a destination, a doorway is just a doorway, opens up something. So what does it take to build a temple? Of course we need some stone and many other material, but what does it take within a human being to build a temple? Why I'm telling you all this is I'm trying to discourage you. a temple will not happen unless at least a band of people, at least a handful of people hold it above their own life, not as a part of their life, not as a side thing that they do in their life. Temple building is not a hobby or a profession. You have to see it as something beyond your life, more important than your life. You must understand, at least in the East, in India, temples were built so elaborately, some of the temples took 3 to 4 generations to complete. For example, the Kailash temple in Ajanta, Ellora, in the Ajanta area in Maharashtra, there are many in Tamil Nadu. This temple was carved out of the rock. They did not build it. A huge mountain of a rock, they carved the temple into it. 3 floors, all carved out. They must have removed hundreds of tons of stone, probably thousands of tons of stone, because all the empty space that you see in the temple has been carved out. And they made 3 stories, elaborate, decorations, and there are at least about 600 statues, all carved out. If you make one mistake, you have to rebuild the whole temple. Yes, because it's not built, it's not something you can take it off and put something. It is carved into the rock. It took 135 years, at least 4 generations of people working to the same plan. Three to 4 generations of people working to the same plan for 135 years to complete the temple. And nowhere their names are written. Such phenomenal work. Many of them must have started working at 14, 15 years of age and they would have died there, okay, doing the work. But nobody's name is written. Architect's name is not written. The kings who sponsored the temple, their names are not written. That's a temple, understand? It's not a place for us to leave a footprint of who we are. The avarice and the greed of East India Company, which came to this land in 1700s, which decided to capture the temples in this nation, not because they were interested in the sanctity of those places, the power and the benefit of those places. They were interested in the wealth, the gold, diamonds, money and the land which the temples held. That vulgar act of taking over Indian temples, unfortunately, is continuing till today, after 74 years of independence. This is very painful, because a temple is not a place of prayer, it is the soul of this community. In Tamil Nadu, most towns were built holding temple as the center and the main piece. Town evolved around a temple. It's not the other way around, that you built a town and then the need for temple came, no. First built the temple and then the town happened. This is why they're called temple towns. In a culture like this, so steeped in devotion and spiritual process, unfortunately, even till today, these temples are in enslavement and they're in various states of decline and dilapidation. Well, if they had demolished the temples, people would have built it back. But they have chosen to suffocate the temples, slowly make them into nothing. Well, am I just exaggerating this? No, please go and look for yourself. More than anything, in the year 2020, in the Madras High Court, Tamil Nadu government has submitted, the HR and CE ministry has submitted that they are not able to maintain even one puja or ritual per day in 11,999 temples, just one short of 12,000. That many temples, the puja, one puja a day, they are not able to maintain because there is no revenue. 34,000 temples have less than 10,000 rupees income, not per month, per annum. Per year, they have less than 10,000. 37,000 temples, they are not able to appoint more than one person to do whatever is needed in the temple. That means the same person does the puja, he is supposed to clean it, he is supposed to take care of the management and everything. So you can understand the state of these temples. Please leave it to the devotees. We will manage it. If it's at the cost of our life, we will manage it. How to do it, the complexities of it, we will look at that later. First thing is, the government should show the intent that the temple should be managed by the community, not by the government, in my understanding of what is secular. Secular nation means a religion does not mess with the government and the government does not mess with the religion.